get the Christmas mode. So I found this cute little sign, and it just says Christmas, plain and simple. I love the little Santa hat. It's bendable, bends any way you want it, and it's got a little Christmas tree on it. I thought it was totally adorable, so I thought I'd go with that. I put pipe cleaners, I stapled them, and I glued them on the back. I always do this with everything, just more secure. We're going to be working with a, this is a 16-inch wire wreath frame. And then I put the garland rope on it. And I don't usually put a crossbar in it, but with this type of frame, it's pretty large in the center. It's not as a small center as before, so I'm going to have to fill it up a little bit. So there we go. So this should make a big wreath because it's, like I said, it's 16. I picked out 4 different ribbons tonight. I've got a sort of a striped with the white in the center. I picked that up at Hobby Lobby. And then I've got a polka dot with the little trim on it. Then we're going to go with some stripes to match the hat and the sign. And then I've got a one that just says Merry Christmas, and it's got little reindeer on it. I've got some little small ornaments to go on it in the twist ties, and a bow. The mesh we're going to be using is, I'll show you here in just a second. I've already got it cut. I cut it to 34 inches, and we're going to do the Woodland Ruffle with it. It's like, it's a snowdrift, and it's got the red, sort of a light green, dark green, and white. So, what do you say? Let's get to it and get to rocking. I'm going to lower you down so I don't get dizzy, don't faint, nothing like that. I don't know CPR, okay? Okay, got you lowered down. Well, here's the mesh. It really is. It's a gorgeous mesh. But my only downfall is this sucker frays. Just from cutting it up, I can tell you that it frays. So, Woodland Ruffle it is because of that. 10 inches wide. I cut them to 34 inches. So, let me flip this over. Don't know what I was thinking. So I'm just going to roll it a couple of 2-3 times. Then I'm going to clip it and flip it. So, how is everybody out there tonight? Hope everyone's doing good. Thanks for joining me on a Saturday afternoon. I know y'all probably got better things to do with your time. So now we're just going to ruffle it up the center. I'm going to put my ruffles up. Ruffle it on around. Get to rocking on another piece. Come on in and say hi. If you've never seen me before, like I said, my name's Carol, Desert Wreath Creations, and tell me where you're from. I'm down here in Podunk, Texas, close to the Mexico border. And it's hot. Today it did cool off some. What we've noticed though is we always have a big migration of hummingbirds And right now my husband's outside on the back porch, and he's just watching them. Man, they're going crazy out there. He actually even put another hummingbird feeder next to the one we have on the back porch. We've got like 12, 13 hummingbirds, and one is a variety that's isn't indigenous to coming through on their migration routes this way. And so therefore he's out there, and he just came in and told me that there's 3 of the kind that we've never seen here before, and which is pretty neat. The only thing is, though, is that they perch right on a little flower bed that we have, and what they do is they'll run anyone off, any of the other hummingbirds, like the ruby red throat and all, that want to get something or even get close to the feeder. It's hilarious to watch them. Hilarious. They're quite bossy. Like I said, this is really gorgeous mesh, but I was just really the way it frayed when I cut it. It's going to make a gorgeous wreath. Gorgeous, gorgeous. Okay, I've got it right here. I'm going to spread it apart, spread my tie out, put it down in the center. There we go. And then I'm going to twist it tight. I'm going to make like a flower, pull the side one, butt it up against each other. Then I'm going to split it from the bottom and butt it up against that one too. The mesh is gorgeous. There. I had all my light off on my tablet because I read with it at night. It hurts my eyes. Thank you, Peggy. So we're doing the Woodland Ruffle. I roll in it 3 good times. Then I'm just flipping it. Then I'm rolling it 3 more times. And then I'm just going to ruffle it up the middle. I pull it to me and hold my thumbs in place. Gather it together. Then I take the center of it right here and I put it in a tie. We're working on the top. I pull one side back and I put it in real snug. Spread my ruffle out all the way around. Then take my bottom and pull it up and butt it up on the top. I'm going to dig in here for the last tie on the inside. And right there it is. I'm going to open it and I'm going to pull this side back with my hand, this side back, and then I'm going to lay it straight in there. And I'm going to take it and I'm going to twist it. I'm going to take this here and this end of it and I'm going to bring it around just like you would with a ruffle, and this side. Pull it up, pull my mesh on the bottom up to match it. This being the last one, make sure you go on both sides of your ruffles. Pull them out. That way that they'll stick to each other and they'll stand up real pretty. Both sides. So as you can see on this frame, there's a large center in it. And I made an X in the back with pipe cleaners. Like so. I took 2 pipe cleaners and joined them, and then I put over this one here and pulled it real tight, and then I did it again, 2 pipe cleaners together, wrapped it around the center, and then pulled it again here. So what I'm going to do with that is with the mesh that I had left over, by making my 18 pieces at 34 inches, I had several pieces of mesh left. So I cut these at 20 inches. Okay? Am I frozen? No, there it goes. Okay. Sorry about that, guys. So what I did is, after I just ruffled them, I took a half of a pipe cleaner. and I wrapped it around them, and I flipped it over, and I tightened my pipe cleaner down really good. So I actually think I've got 6 pieces here. So now I'm going to take this pipe cleaner, and I'm just going to go wrap it around, and I'll turn this over and show you. I'm just going to wrap it around the center bar, okay? And then I'm just going to twist it around it. Then I'm going to wrap it around this bar. Then I'm going to just pull this up. I'm going to take another, I've got 2 smaller ones. Like I said, I had mesh left over, and I cut these pieces here and just did a ruffle on them to 20 inches. Okay? Then I put a pipe cleaner around them and twisted them. And I've got 4 places I'm going to put them. So I'm pulling the mesh back. I'm going to push it down in there. I'm going to flip it over. I'm going to pull it tight on this crossbar that I made, and then I'm just going to secure I cut it at 34 inches and I did the Woodland Ruffle. Okay, going to take another one. So far I've put in 2. This will be our 3rd one to go in. It's just going to make the center more dense because this form has a large center in it. So once I get through twisting it, I take it and I wrap it around that bar. Okay. Put another one in it. I've got 4 pieces at 20 inches a piece that I ruffled up to go in there. Actually, I'm fine with it. It's got great coverage. I love the mesh, the red with the green. It's got 2-tone green in it. So we're not going to put another deal of mesh in it. We're going to do ribbons. I've chosen 4 different ribbons for this wreath. And the reason for that is this is the sign we're going to be using. Okay. So I chose a red stripe to bring out the red in the Santa hat here. I chose just the writing is so big you really can't see it. It's got a reindeer, it's got some more green in it, and it spells out Merry Christmas on it. Okay? And it's got a little reindeer. Also, I'm using a red and white polka dot and a white with a border red and white stripe. So these 2 will go together, and these 2 will go together. I cut my ribbons to 12 inches. I got the mesh at Craft Outlet. Yes, you can use a regular work form or work frame. You could even use a Dollar Tree frame and put 18 ties on it, 10 on the outside, 8 in the center. You can also buy a 15-inch that's already got your ties on it and use that. That's perfectly fine too. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and start. I forgot to separate these out. So since this is does say something on it, it does have a upside right or wrong. So I'm going to place it with the reading in the correct position. I'm going to place the 1.5 inch over the top of the 2.5. I'm just going to fold it in the center, and what that does is give me a center point for my ribbon. I'm going to pull it open, and then I'm just going to squinch it together. While I've got it in the center and holding it, I like to make like a little bird's wing out of it, like so. Then I'm going to go to a tie. I'm going to start on the bottom. I'm going to place my ribbon in the tie, and I'm going to twist it one time. Okay? I'm going to take my ribbons, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull them apart from each other. And then you can just take your fingers and smooth them out. Since this has wording, I'm going to leave it like that. I'm also going to take a little Christmas tree ornament, some small ones. I've got some red sparkly and some just plain ones. In the green, several different colors of green, and in some white sparkly and just white. What I did is I took the caps off of these and I glued them because I didn't want them to fall off. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my twist tie here, and it fits right down in the center of it. If I can get it on there, because I tried them. If I can see, I can see that one. And I'm going to push it down in there. I'm going to take my twist tie and I'm just going to twist it. Then I'm going to take this, because it's white, and I'm just going to take it. I'm not going to cut it. I'm just going to take it and bend it over. Okay? Then I'm going to straighten my ribbon back out. Okay, so now we finished putting our ribbons on the bottom. So now we're going to go ahead and move up here to the top. And I think I'll start with this one right here. Yeah. Well, you pay for the lovely stuff. We should be able, you know, and two, I say that, but you know, that's individual preference. I've seen some lovely, lovely wreaths out there that they use longer tails, and that's their style. And you look at it, it also, if you're using just 12 inches of ribbon, it helps save, if you're first starting out, it helps save on cost also. Yes, it would still be a beautiful wreath. Here on the top, what I like to do is I like to pull this 2.5 inch ribbon that way, and the other half of it this way, instead of them being basically the same ways down here. That's also preference. Okay, so this is what we've got so far. All right, so what we're going to do now, I'm going to put all of my little cuttings right here right quick. And we're going to put the sign on and bow. Yes, I do have a mentor, Lynette, and it's Lori Jacobs. She has the Business Success Group, and she also has on steroids. It's a design group. Okay, so here's our sign, and I'm sort of gonna, I think maybe I'm gonna stand up and get off my parachute here. I'm thinking let's sort of catty corner it a little bit, maybe. That's pretty. I went ahead and I pre-made the bow. I get real nervous still to the day making bows on lives, but we'll have to remedy that. So this is the bow I made, and we'll go over it some more. I'm just going to lay it up here. Okay, so what I did on my sign, this is a wood sign, and what I did is I stapled pipe cleaners on the back. Once I stapled pipe cleaners on the back, I hit it with super glue, and then I twisted it. In order to get it through a very thick mesh, I extended my pipe. I didn't have to do that, I did it on the other one. If you bend your pipe cleaners in half and staple in the center, you would have to put an extender on your pipe cleaners to get through your mesh. So what I did is I left about 1.5 inches on my pipe cleaner, then I stapled it, glued it, and then brought it up and twisted that 1.5 inch around, leaving my pipe cleaners long. Okay, so yeah, the sign is very darling, thank you. And that's where I got the inspiration for the stripes, was the sign, the little Santa hat, and then the polka dots. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, instead of pushing my pipe cleaner through a mesh, I'm using a yarn needle or a knitting needle where you sew your two pieces together. I'm not a knitter, so it's plastic, it's flexible, it's great for grapevines. So what I'm going to do is go right in where I want it to be tied, and then I just push it through. What you want to do, let me move my bow that way I can flip it over for you, is when you pull it through, you always want to tie your sign to your frame. Okay, you don't want to pull it tight because that will cause that sign to sink down into your mesh. You want to wrap it around your frame. Okay, and tie it off. You do that by making a loop and going back on the inside of it and pulling it. Okay, and we'll straighten our ribbons back out. Okay, so now that I've got that one on, I'm going to do the exact same thing to the other side. I'm just going to go right up under it, push it through my mesh. There's several different ways you can tie a sign on. You can flip it over. Okay, and as you can see, I'm way over here in the mesh. What I'm going to do is I'm still going to bring it over here on the back, and I'm going to bring it around and up under this one this time. I'm going to pull it taut but not too tight. Then I'm going to wrap it around that frame. See. Gonna hold my little hole right there, bring it back up and through there, and pull it tight, and that puts a knot in it. get it where I want it. And then we'll go back and pull our little tails out. So they'll still look cute, and just straighten them up. That's all you got to do. Okay? So the next thing is the bow. And like I said, what I used to where we have a 1.5 inch of this white with the trim, and I got this ribbon too at Hobby Lobby, this white. This is the 2.5 inch. So I made 2 loops on each side of the 2.5 inch. Then I came in with the Merry Christmas, and what I did is I had to do a hand bow and put it together with this one because it has writing on it. And I only put 1 loop on each side of it. I came back in with our polka dot, and I made 2 loops on each side. Okay? Then our striped, I made 2 loops. Then I found I had this really cute reindeer ribbon, which matches the reindeer that's on this writing, and I thought that would be totally adorable on it. So I put that. Then I put 3 Christmas balls in the center of it. Okay? And I left my tails. My tails are 14 inches long. And I know you can't see those, so I'm going to turn it. The tails here are 14 inches long. And I've dovetailed each one of them the same way I did my ribbon tails. I got a pipe cleaner on the back, and I did extend it with a pipe cleaners so that it would fit through. Okay? And since we put this off to the side, I thought I would sort of angle, let me see, I thought I'd angle our tails to this side. That way we can put the bow up a little higher, but still have those pretty tails hanging down on it. So again, I'm going to take my knitting needle, or whatever you call it, but this time I'm going to put both of my in it at the same time, and I just fold it over. This makes it real easy getting it through the mesh. Okay, and I'm just going to poke it through. The same process goes. You want to tie it off. The thing about bows is that you do not, well, in certain occasions, I guess, pull really super tight on it. What it does is cause your bow to sink in like so. And see how when I let it out and all, it fluffs back out. You want it to set up there in a proud spot. Okay? So I don't want to turn it over and mess my bow up. So I'm going to reach behind here, and I'm going to wrap each one of these pipe cleaners around the frame. And then I twist them together.